The conference room lights were merciless, sanding every face to edges. My father, Armin, went first, voice so steady it stung. "You're suspended until you apologize to your sister." Lila tilted her head, performing offense. The small smile she failed to hide said enough. I stood by a stalled slide deck, thumb clicking the remote to nowhere. I didn't argue. I didn't flinch. I said, "All right." If Armin had known what that word would loose, he might have swallowed it. In our house, silence posed as harmony. Years taught me it meant hierarchy. Lila learned early. In 5th grade, she cried during a group project squabble, and my father arrived before the teacher finished explaining. She left with new supplies and a pat on the head. I left with the same poster board and instructions to be reasonable. Reasonable hardened into my role before I knew I'd accepted it. When the thick acceptance envelope came, I held it and felt the weight of a future I'd earned. Armin skimmed the first line, nodded once, and set it by the coupons. 10 minutes later, Lila floated in with an engagement ring, and the house turned to champagne and speakerphone calls. My letter slid under party napkins before dusk. After my mother died, the imbalance sharpened. She had been the quiet buffer, the one who noticed when my shoulders rose. Without her, Armin's blind spot widened and swallowed rooms. At the company, the pattern put on a suit. I built the development team from a flickering closet to a floor of engineers who trusted me. Lila promised 4-week miracles that needed 12. Armin said, "She knows the clients. Make it work." We did, until the day I decided to stop. The hallway outside the conference room felt colder than air conditioning should. People parted as I walked, not in respect but to avoid family fallout. On my floor, a fresh chart was taped beside the elevators. Lila's name crowned the column I'd built. My title was gone. My phone throbbed with messages from my engineers. "Are you okay? Do we follow your timeline?" And I turned the screen face down. Armin called. He spoke about optics the way he once spoke about dessert. "Keep the peace, keep the peace." "Family first," he said, the words strangely weightless. When I hung up, Lila leaned in my doorway. No knock, a smirk in place. "You can end this," she said. "Just apologize." I pulled my hair back, slid the portfolio from the drawer and began. Document by document, I laid out the work. Scopes, risk logs, invoices, emails. No commentary, only chronology. I wrote my resignation in 3 sentences, clean, formal, final, and then opened the shared drive. I assembled mirrors, every place Lila promised the sky without checking the ground. I sent the package to the board and to the clients whose deadlines had been bent out of shape. Calls piled up. I let them ring. I wrapped my degrees, boxed the awards, left the prototype we'd saved in a 40-hour sprint standing on the shelf like a small monument. Lila reappeared, breathless. "What did you do?" "Corrected the record," I said, and closed my laptop. The room, suddenly bare, felt honest. I booked a lawyer, answered a recruiter, and slept. The night held steady, quiet as a sealed room. In the morning, I carried my portfolio to the conference room to finish what I'd started. They were waiting. Armin at the head, Lila by the glass. "We can fix this," my father said. I set my portfolio down. "I'm here to finalize my resignation." I slid the letter across. "Suspension without cause triggers vesting, Section 12. The lawyer's nod was small and final. "All you had to do was apologize," Lila said. I opened the second folder. Timelines, scopes, change orders, invoices, emails. "These are the promises approved," I told Armin, "and the ones she made." The lawyer leafed, color drained. Lila stalled at her own words. "You blindsided us," Armin said. "No, I revealed what you ignored. Status packets already went to the board and clients. Only facts." The lawyer cleared his throat. "She's within her rights." Armin looked at Lila, then at me. "We need you for Hamilton. Stay." "I already left." I closed the portfolio. "Competence isn't an apology machine." I walked out. The elevator doors closed cleanly. At home, I fed Cooper, poured water, and laid copies on my table. Contracts, payments, timelines, emails, the resignation on top, my name steady. I didn't rehearse outcomes. Quiet no longer meant erasure. The next afternoon I stood in a brighter office. A team shook my hand because they wanted the work done right. The skyline looked new from those windows, as if it had waited for me. Leaving didn't break me. It returned me to myself.